Folks, Chris here, the day-to-day apologist. Have you ever heard this question asked before? Why would a loving God send good people to hell? This is a good question, and it deserves to have an answer. It's a question that's going to be, in my opinion, asked more and more to Christian people. You see, it's funny. The first thing that we need to do is take a step back and observe the question. Why would a loving God send good people to hell? The focus is good people. We need to identify what that person means when he says a good person or the word good. The reason is that most people have their own system of morality and their own view of judgment. See, secretly, they think they're a good person, but their neighbor, they might be bad enough where they might deserve to go to hell. We use standards of judgment all the time. It's just in our nature. And you see, part of that comes from God. God is a God who judges. He judges righteously. He judges lovingly, as we've already pointed out in the question. And he judges wholly. He is set apart. But the thing is that when people use their version of standard of judgment, it tends to be self-righteous and selfish. It never tends to be one in which is fair and balanced for all of society. It's just fair and balanced for themselves. And it's interesting because when we look at God, we say things like, I'm good enough, maybe to squeak by in heaven. I do a lot of good things. And God's like, that's not enough. You see, the prophet Isaiah understood this in chapter 64, verse 6. Isaiah makes this declaration to the Jewish people, but we can apply it to the human race. He says, all of us have become like one who is unclean, and all our righteous acts are but filthy rags. We all shrivel up like a leaf, and like the wind, our sin sweeps us away. Our sin is our pride, our arrogance, our selfishness, our lust, our self-judgment towards others, our broken view of right and wrong. And when we go and meet God in heaven, he is a loving God, as we pointed out. But he is not going to force his love upon us. He gives us free will. And though many people will bend their knees, and maybe all people will bend their knees and declare God as God, Jesus is quick to remind us. He says, oh, you believe in God, good. But remember that the demons do, and they shudder in fear. The difference is just because I acknowledge Donald Trump as president doesn't mean that I want him as president, nor do I acknowledge him as presidential. And just like many people will see Jesus in all of his glory, they may profess many things, but they don't really want to be with Jesus. So there's two places since we were created for eternity. Either we're going to be eternally with God, or we're going to be eternally separated from him. And that place is called hell. And a good person is just not good enough, and a righteous, perfect, sinless God to get into heaven. I think C.S. Lewis says it best in closing. There are only two kinds of people in the end. Those who say to God, thy will be done, and those to whom God says, in the end, thy will be done. I hope you have a great day, and if you have any comments or questions, I'd love to hear them down below. Thanks for your support, and check out my other question-answer videos in the playlist section. Have a great day.